Journalists Lyndsey and Rebecca Williams, along with researcher Matthew Seeger, visited Bowling Green State University to speak to students about the Flint Water Crisis. The speakers gave a timeline of the Flint Water Crisis, explaining journalism's role and the science behind what happened. The crisis began in March 2012, when a plan was introduced to draw the city's water from the Flint River.
So I'm going to start out today and tell you about the lying liars who lie, particularly with this story, because lying liars who lie all the time to your face, in your microphone, on camera, plenty.
Officials kept telling the public to relax in the wake of a crisis.
Really alarming results of blood lead levels not in water but in kids.
Environment stories don't break, they ooze. And this is an example of that kind of story, but it's also very different. And the main difference with the Flint Water Crisis and many other stories that I have covered, oil spills and you name it, many other kinds of disasters, is that in Flint there was evidence of harm to kids. And that's something that we don't often have in these kinds of stories.
And Flint clearly was a disaster. It was a slow-moving or an oozing disaster, but it was clearly a disaster. And it was the manifestation of a hazard that was associated with the water. Water is becoming a really significant issue with regard to disaster. So in the future, we're going to see more and more events that are associated with water. The challenges at Flint developed over a very long period of time. This isn't something that happened just overnight. It was a slow-moving crisis. It was a slow-moving crisis because of the decaying infrastructure and because of this particular community. Flint is an indication of a national level problem.
I think it's safe to drink with a filter until all the lead service lines are replaced. That's my understanding. Like I said earlier, you really can't believe what they tell you. You have to see the data for yourself, get a second opinion. And I think that that really instilled that in me, that if we had gone after that harder and earlier, we may have been able to even to get this out in the open sooner than it was.